Big moves are brewing at Old Trafford. From a dream signing under Rúben Amorim to Schmeichel backing Onana, and INEOS already planning for next season, this is your latest Manchester United transfer roundup. Let's dive in. Perfect Man United target desperate to join Amorim as Fabrizio Romano talks up dream deal. Manchester United are ready to push for the signing of Atlanta's Ederson as they look to follow up on the Matheus Cunha deal, with Fabrizio Romano providing the latest. Man United have identified Wolverhampton Wanderers star Cunha as a key summer signing to improve their lackluster forward line. The Red Devils have opened talks with Cunha's camp, and these discussions are understood to be going positively. The Brazilian is open to joining United even if they do not win the Europa League and fail to qualify for the Champions League. Rúben Amorim needs new signings in several other areas too if he is to make United competitive next season. Central midfield needs bolstering as Amorim wants to replace Casemiro and Christian Eriksen. According to TBR Football, United are interested in uniting Cunha with his Brazilian compatriot Ederson at Old Trafford. United have added the Serie A midfielder to their wish list, alongside Premier League rivals Manchester City and Newcastle. While Liverpool like Ederson, such a move is described as unlikely as they already have strong options in midfield. The report adds that the 25-year-old wants a move to Man United as he is eager to leave Atlanta and take an exciting next step in his career. His entourage have been in contact with several English clubs including United. Romano has stated that United Chiefs view Ederson as a perfect fit for Amorim's system thanks to his intensity and energy. There is a player they discuss internally. He is an eventual dream target for Manchester United, because could be quite expensive. And this is Ederson from Atlanta, a wonderful midfielder we know very well here in Serie A, Romano said. He's a player they really like, but they also know how tough it is to negotiate with Atlanta. So he's not an easy one. It's not something to do now or next week or in 2 weeks like Cunha. So he's a completely different sort of story. It emerged on April 11th that United are in pole position to bring Ederson to the Premier League, despite him also being eyed by Man City. Earlier this week, reports in the Italian press claimed that United have held preliminary discussions for both Ederson and his Atlanta teammate Matteo Retegui, a centre-forward who has notched 26 goals so far this term. Atlanta are expected to hold out for €60 million, £51.5 million/ $68 million, before selling Ederson. They are already sounding out replacements for the three-time Brazil international as he is refusing to sign a new contract and is pushing hard for a summer exit. Man United icon Peter Schmeichel leaps to defense of under-fire goalkeeper Andre Onana. Andre Onana has copped criticism throughout this season, and the Manchester United goalkeeper was recently dropped by Rúben Amorim, but has the backing of a former great. Peter Schmeichel insists it would be very wrong to single out Andre Onana during a season whereby Manchester United have struggled more than ever in the Premier League. Rúben Amorim's side will post the club's worst finish for decade come May. Despite the change in manager, United have continued to struggle for results and languish in the bottom half of the table. Onana has been among the players to cop particular criticism, with several of his errors proving defining in numerous results. The Cameroonian has struggled throughout his time in Manchester, with plenty questioning his credentials as he remains the team's number one. He was signed to replace David De Gea, but since making his debut has put fans on edge. Schmeichel played in a trophy-laden era at Old Trafford and knows full well how scrutinized the club's results are. The Dane concedes that an error by a United player is magnified far more than at any other team, with Onana having to face the spotlight continuously. He was quizzed on the goalkeeper's poor form and told TalkSport, "It's been a difficult year. It's been a difficult year for everyone, so singling out anyone, I think that would be very wrong. Just look where Manchester United are in the Premier League. The players are not having the greatest time." I try to explain this to people. Why is it different playing for Manchester United as opposed to any other club? I showed this to my wife the other day. We have a broadsheet newspaper in Denmark that doesn't have a sports section, but they still carry Manchester United's results, and not just a little line but in an article. If you're any other club or most other clubs, you don't have that. You don't have all the fringe, non-sporting papers reporting on your games, and that is where the pressure is. Every single thing you do in a game of football will be reported everywhere in the world. For instance, as a goalkeeper, if you make a mistake, everybody in the world will be talking about that mistake. If you make a mistake for so many other clubs in the Premier League, they might just be in the newspaper the next day. But you're not going to talk about it tomorrow or the day after. Onana has continued to have the backing of his manager, but, after some recent errors in a draw with Lyon, he was dropped for the defeat at Newcastle. He's since returned to the starting 11, but there is talk of United pursuing a new goalkeeper in the summer. The winners and losers from Matheus Cunha transfer if Manchester United complete deal. Matheus Cunha is a top target for Man United this summer as Rúben Amorim looks to shape his squad ahead of his first full season at the club. Manchester United are hoping to sign Matheus Cunha this summer. Should they get the deal over the line, there will inevitably be players who benefit from his signing more than others. Cunha is pushing for a move to United. The Wolves playmaker is enjoying an impressive season, having already scored 14 goals, surpassing last season's tally of 12. Wolves manager Vitor Pereira uses the same 3-4-2-1 formation that Amorim is wedded to, and so it's hoped Cunha wouldn't take too long to settle should he move to Old Trafford. Alejandro Garnacho has been a regular in one of United's two number 10 positions since Amorim's arrival, with Mason Mount struggling for game time despite being back from injury. Antony and Jadon Sancho are both currently out on loan and are expected to leave at the end of the season. Ahmad was enjoying a strong run of form as a number 10 before picking up an injury and, if he's not used on the wing by Amorim as he was during his early days at the club, Ahmad is a shoo-in to take one of the two number 10 roles. Amorim is expected to drop Bruno Fernandes back into midfield alongside Manuel Ugarte, meaning Ahmad and Cunha would likely take up the two playmaker roles. That would obviously be bad news for Mount and Garnacho. And then there's the question of Kobbie Mainoo. Amorim clearly believes the youngster's future is in one of the more advanced roles in the team, but does he start ahead of Ahmad or Cunha? It's not all bad news for the United squad, with plenty of players set to benefit from his arrival should he complete a move to Old Trafford. Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee, should they still be at the club, would definitely benefit from Cunha's arrival. It's unfair to say the pair haven't had enough service this season as, the truth is, either have looked good enough when they have been given the chances. However, having a natural number 10 behind them who can create more chances would definitely give them a boost. Fernandes would also benefit from Cunha's arrival. With Garnacho struggling for consistency and Ahmad sidelined since February, the creative burden at United has almost been placed solely on Fernandes. When Fernandes struggles, United struggle, leading to some unnecessary criticism given his fine form for this season. There's no question that the signing of Cunha would improve United and plenty of players would benefit, but adding him to the team would also give Amorim a few selection headaches. That's not necessarily a bad thing. INEOS already have clear plans for imminent Man United signing. Here's where he'll play next season. Manchester United have already devised a plan for Enzo Cannavaro, who is expected to become the club's first summer signing. In what should be a fiery summer at Carrington, INEOS aren't only aiming to strengthen the first team, but are also determined to bolster their youth ranks with exciting new talent as the club looks to embark on a new path, one that allows them to remain within the good graces of UEFA's financial fair play rules, as well as the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules. In recent days, several top sources have already confirmed that Cannavaro is on the cusp of finalizing an agreement to join the Red Devils. The 18-year-old is a French-Cameroonian striker who emerged as one of the hottest talents in France thanks to his exploits with Le Havre's U19 side, scoring 9 goals in 15 appearances. Centre Devils confirms that United have now beaten competition from the likes of Marseille, Lyon and Monaco to secure the teenager's services. Man United to send Enzo Cannavaro out on loan. The source hails the role of Man Utd's head of recruitment, Christopher Vival, for pulling off this masterstroke. Nevertheless, the report reveals that Cannavaro will either feature for United's first team straight away, nor for any of the club's youth squads, as the management has already decided to send him out on loan so he can gain valuable experience. Centre Devils understands that Kanabayek's apprenticeship will take place within the INEOS family, namely at FC Lausanne Sport, a Swiss first-flight club also owned by Sir Jim Ratcliffe's group. This might turn out to be a wise call on the management's part, but joining another English club, not necessarily a Premier League side, would allow the teenager to gain a better understanding of the nature of the English game, which can be slightly more aggressive compared to the style of football played in other European leagues.